Amid persistent tension between the U.S. and Iran over the anti-government protests there's growing concern for people there with ties to the U.S. Reza Valizadeh, a 49-year-old dual U.S. Iranian citizen and longtime critic of Iran, was arrested by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps back in September of 2024 while visiting his elderly parents. The State Department formally designated Valizadeh as wrongfully detained in May of 2025. He's one of at least 4 Iranian-Americans currently being held in Iran. CBS News reporter, Intelligence and National Security reporter Olivia Gazis joins us now from our Washington bureau. So, Olivia, you've been reporting on this. What's being done to bring him home?
Sure. Well, Lindsay, right now the situation is incredibly fraught because of this near total internet and communications blackout inside Iran that's now been going on for more than 2 weeks. Reza's attorney hasn't heard from him or his family who are inside Tehran since late December and is trying by virtue of filing a petition with the UN to elevate his case because the single best way for it to move is for the highest level of the U.S. government to be aware of it and to engage on it. The fact that, as you mentioned, Reza has been officially deemed wrongfully detained by the State Department is meaningful because that designation means it can unlock certain tools, specialized hostage recovery resources, and potentially punitive measures like sanctions that can be brought to bear. However, as you well know, Iran is already one of the most heavily sanctioned countries on the planet, so piling on more penalties doesn't necessarily have the same impact that it otherwise would, and it doesn't erase this perverse incentive that the Iranian regime has to use American detainees as political leverage. Right now, Iran has very little otherwise, leverage-wise, when it comes to confronting the U.S., which is making Reza's case, along with the other U.S. citizens being held there right now, a very sensitive diplomatic tightrope.
Where do things stand right now with protests in Iran, and what is the current U.S. position?
Again, it is really hard to say because of this near total blackout. For what we know now, it appears that those huge protests that we saw earlier this month are in a lull, almost certainly due to a pretty brutal crackdown by the Iranian government that we believe has killed numerous thousands of people and led to many thousands more arrests. What's that suggesting for the moment is that the Iranian security forces, again, for now, have reasserted control. How solid that control is, how long it lasts, is still an open question, as is whether or not the United States intends to carry out military strikes. We know the Pentagon has sent an aircraft carrier and fighter jets to the region, and we know that the president just days ago openly called for new leadership in Iran. None of which is to say we know the president has made a decision, but both of those things are indications that this book is very much not yet closed.
Olivia, thank you.